Welcome back, blade lovers. This old sword with you, and we got a new TwoSun today. This came out recently. This one came from White Mountain Knives. I think the price was around $100 or so. You're really going to have to check me on that. Well, I'll be leaving you a link, so we'll do it that way. What we have here is a Wong design. That's W-O-N-G. It is the TS287. And how do we know that? TwoSun's now putting the numbers on the blades. We don't have names yet in all cases, but we have numbers. And you can see right next to it that it is a Sandvik steel knife, 14C28N. It's a beauty. In the Persian style, I would say, with a trailing point blade, almost upswept, with a long continuous belly and coming through quite sharp. It's a larger knife, and we're going to do the measurements in a moment. We're going to compare it to some other Wong design knives by TwoSun. And you're going to see some similarities, maybe a lot of similarities. We've got a beautiful carbon fiber inset on the handles. It meets the titanium quite nicely. It's actually slightly rounded above the titanium handle, kind of sitting on top, but not really. You see there's that little flat there on the handle that the titanium, that the carbon fiber sits next to. And we have a very nice texturing that has been stonewashed, so we got that combo. Gives it kind of the gray look on the handle. Got a lanyard hole, full-size handle with about an inch left over on my medium-large hand. A really nice swedge on the top, accompanied by a fuller, and enough shelf here to nicely put your finger in sideways and actually use as a finger choil. We got some complexities going on here where we've got a faceted swedge near the tip, and we've got this swedge that runs along most of the top of the spine, and it gives you this little diamond or V-shaped feature there. Really interesting. A nice belt satin finish. Pretty simple branding, TwoSun there, and Wong design, relatively small. Enough. I wouldn't say I'd need much more than that. It is a frame lock folder with a hardened steel insert. There's the screw for it, and not quite a bolster lock, but it does, the locking bar does drop below the handle surface, and it is extremely smooth, almost completely drop shutty. So we're going to back out a little bit, grab the tape measure, get you some quick measurements, and then move right along. It's a beautiful knife. Overall, we're going to call it 8.9 inches with a blade of 3.9 inches and a cutting edge of 3 3/4 inches. Grabbing my calipers over here, we've got a handle thickness of 0.58. It's nicely rounded, so I'm not too worried. Doesn't need to be much thinner than that. And I'm going to see if I can grab it right here. Maybe what we'll do is this. Let's grab the tang. That way we're sure we've got the actual blade stock. Interesting. Yeah. 4 millimeters. Let's call it 4 millimeters before it changes its mind. Breaking out my trusty scale. Let's get a weight on it, which is 4.21, we'll call it 4.22 ounces. Not bad for a big old knife. As I said, really nice action. Crisp, well-tuned, as are so many of the TwoSuns. Swings right out there. Almost impossible, we'll see, to fail. Yeah. It breaks nicely. Blade is centered and quite long for the handle. Nice clip, not set too high, so we don't really have deep carry. We've got about an inch, 3/4 of an inch that'll be sticking out of your pocket. So let's do a comparison with a few other Wong design TwoSun knives. Here we have the TS236. Seeing any similarities? Here we have the TS81. No similarities there, right? And how about the TS159? No similarities at all, right? I think Mr. Wong has a thing for Persian style trailing point, larger blades. Look at that. And I like them, or I wouldn't have them. The TS159 here has that interesting kind of a burlap micarta that was on another recent knife I reviewed. This one's got a little bigger swedge and a little bit finer point. And I think they're all except for one out of 14C28 and Sandvik. And this one is interesting, the 236, because it has a titanium frame. Isn't that neat? It's a liner lock with a titanium frame. Rich materials. Also, Sandvik 14C28N with a nicely detailed carbon fiber handle. All have great actions. Here's the only one with different blade material. This is M390 and this is the TS81. One of my all-time favorites for incredible detail. And again, a Wong design. Are we sure? Yeah, we're sure. Are we sure it's M390? Well, didn't test it, but they say so. And I believe LTK, quite a while ago, did check out the validity of the steels with TwoSun. They seem to be pretty honest about their materials. So, this is ergonomically friendly knife, I feel. It is nicely contoured. Interesting backspacer that terminates kind of almost in a glass breaker. You know, I suppose if your motion is kind of on a curve there, that might make contact, but probably more so just kind of a style point. Interesting the way it's kind of put right in there. And we got a little groove. As I say, we have a lanyard hole, pretty good size one. Titanium clips aren't usually switchable, and this one falls in there with the rest of them. It is not. Trying to show you the detail. You see the millwork on the handle, which has then been kind of stonewashed over it. You have a shiny, almost engine turned pivot with a T8 on the other side. And again, plenty of room for your finger so long as you keep it sideways, just kind of holding it like a trigger here. No jimping, but you have a nice gentle ramp for your thumb so you can put it out there as far as you want, and a pretty good flat. Really a nice piece for the money, and you can get your 10% off, as I always say, at White Mountain by using the discount code OLDSWORD. That's me. Let me know what you think about the TS287 by Wong Designs. I think it's a real winner, and I think that I'm going to keep my eye out for more Wong Designs from good old TwoSun, along with Night Morning, Jelly Jerry, a whole bunch of other guys. Max Kachuk, yeah, Ukrainian guy. A little tough these days for him. All right, won't go off in that direction. Hope you enjoyed this review. Don't forget to give it a like and subscribe. We'll be back with you soon.